Look who's here. Hello and welcome to the golden hour at Calico Flower Studio. I'm Dani, and today as I make my collage, I'm going to be chatting with you about process. So you always hear me say, sit back, relax, and enjoy the process. But today we are going to be talking about process in general, as opposed to any specific process. So for now though, I will say, sit back, relax, and enjoy the process. And if you've been enjoying the process with me, then please subscribe to this channel, like and share, and leave a comment, and all of the good things. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for being here, and I'll see ya on the other side. So I picked out some materials for today, and I have my mat board, which is a repurposed mat board. It used to have a collage on it. And what I picked out today is various paper towels with paint blotted on them. This one, since it's a 2-ply paper towel, I get 2 for 1. How do you like that? We got some fabric. This one was painted. It used to be red. This is paint on canvas. Pieces of paper. That's tissue paper on paper. Paint on canvas. An old collage, a piece of it. Pieces of privacy envelope. More tissue paper. This one I printed on. This one I painted on. And this is paper that I made myself. Oh, and this piece of fabric and paint on paper. It's been blotted, it looks like. This is a painting on paper. And I think that's it. So this was an old collage. You can see where I kind of ripped it off. Oh my God. Oh my God, I just noticed this little piece of fabric. It was hiding. Anyway, so this was from a collage that I made in 2020. You can see where I signed it. But that's okay. My practice is all about, things that I don't need anymore, I don't want anymore, sort of cycling back into the cyclical nature of my practice. So, the collage that was on this mat board is going to get recycled back into the scrap bin, and then, it'll get broken down and reused in who knows how many different ways. It's just the nature of things. That's the nature of the world. It's like there's a whole ecosystem within my practice and my materials. They all sort of exist in this universe and cycle through it. So, today I'm thinking about process. And what do I mean when I say cultivate process? One thing that I've been thinking about a lot in all of these videos that I've created about cultivation and what I wish to cultivate in my life and in my creative practice is language. And so for me, language plays a huge role in how I make sense of things. It's how I form my thoughts and give them meaning. It's how most people do, I think. Of course, there's other ways to make sense of our feelings and our thoughts, but language is certainly a big one for me, in addition to just making art. So it's like cultivating process that does not make sense grammatically. Because usually when we talk about process, we're talking about the process of something or a specific process. But I created this problem, this grammatical problem, and I think it's piqued my interest. It's intrigued me. And so I'm going to figure out how to cultivate process in general without the article of the or a process. So after thinking about it for a while, I realized that what I'm really cultivating, or what I aim to cultivate, is my relationship to process and my ability to embrace it. Just process in general as a concept. And I think that it sounds so simple, but it's something that I think gets overlooked a lot in society, I have created workflows for myself in order to help me with my own practical processes. I have all kinds of processes in my life that I've designed to bring more ease into my life. But that's not what I'm really seeking to dig into, really. I kind of want to reflect on what it means to be alive and human as an ongoing process. It's like everything in life is a process. Forming relationships is a process. Making art is a process. Building a career is a process. Creating this video for you is a process. Getting out of bed is a process. And I certainly do, but I think as a society, we all tend to get tied up in the milestones, or, the destination, if you will, the end goal, right? But the truth is, the entire process matters. It should be honored and respected and met with care and presence, even when it's unpleasant. And, I'm all about slowing down, and, obviously embracing the process, but embracing stillness and solitude, or just serenity. But I think it's interesting to, instead of showing you how I'm making this collage by showing you the major steps, right? All the, I guess, quote unquote, milestones, the big points, which is often what I do because I respect your time. I don't want these videos to be too long. So I'll cut them so that you see the big events, At least I think they're big. But what's interesting about, and I do that because I don't want to do the time lapse, because I think that it can be a little on the one hand, it's a little deceiving, it sort of undermines the the speed at which I am actually doing these things. But in this case, oh my God, the glue just like totally exploded out of there. Anyway, what is a benefit of using time-lapse in this video is so that you can actually, even though it's very sped up, and in reality this took me a couple hours to do, you can see me thinking, you can see every single step of this process. There's like the gluing, and even just the holding the piece in place while the glue kind of settles in and it sort of like gets tacky and cures and really adheres the piece to the surface so that I can let go. That takes time. That is a whole step. That's a whole part of the process, that's like it's not super active. It's really just like awaiting. It's the act of waiting, holding and waiting, just holding and waiting. And that is an extremely important part of this process, actually. So, yeah. I do enjoy when you get to see those parts. I hope you enjoy it too. So in the end, what I come to sounds kind of like a cliche, but it's okay. It's advice that I constantly need. I don't know about you, but I always have to remind myself that life is a journey, not a destination. When I started this year with the Cultivate series, which likens my practice to a garden, my practice and my life and my spirit to a garden, I wrote down these words in my journal. I wrote, "Seeds sprout in time as they are ready and as they are meant to be." And these remind me that everything is in process, even when it's underground, growing down, and not yet breaking the surface where we can see it. Change is always occurring. One interesting part of this video, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this, but if not, maybe you can scrub through and see this, but I started this collage during the golden hour. And the golden hour meaning dusk, the sun was setting. And there was light shining in over my tablecloth above my collage. And as I was working, the light shifted, and even just the quality of the lighting in this video has changed throughout it. Everything is constantly in motion, even if you can't feel it. This is kind of like a side note, but something in my art that kind of came up recently in a conversation with another artist is just the quality or just the reality of impermanence. Nothing stays the same forever. And the conversation came up in the context of preservation of art, through archival materials. But yeah, it's an interesting thing to think about. Clearly, I am more than ready to take something and just destroy it and repurpose it into something else. It's run its course. Time for you to die and be reborn. That's basically what I did with this. But anyway, back to process. So I want to let you know, or I want to leave you with this. Cherish the unseen growth, the small victories, and the moments of stillness. Remember, it's not just the milestones that matter, but the entire journey. All right, now it's dry. And it's looking a little wild. I love it. I love when I am so in love with the pieces that break the border of the surface, like the mat board. But for this piece, I am making the decision to trim the edges because this piece will be available on my website to purchase if you are in love with it too. So by trimming it, it makes it a little easier for you to frame. And it makes it easier. It's just neater. But if I were framing this myself, I would leave those pieces. I don't know. Anyway, look out for future work where I may not trim them. If that's something you're interested in. So I got my rotary cutter, or my pizza cutter, as Nick calls it. Oh, it's so satisfying. It is satisfying to trim the edges, to be honest. I love this part. Oh, beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to title this one yet. By the time I post this video, I will have a title, and you'll see it in the description below, where there will be a link to my shop where you can buy this piece. And it will have a title. But yeah, while you're on my website, if you're interested in this work or just any of my work in general, you want to see what else I've been up to, I just recently posted a new series of artwork called Let Go. And if you watched my last video about play, all the pieces in this series were made with that same technique. And it is... I am so excited about it. So please take a look at that and read through the descriptions. It's been a very interesting journey for me. So I hope that it piques your curiosity and wonder as well. So here we go. Voila. Nice and clean. What I love about abstract collage is that it looks interesting, or, it could move you differently based on the way you look at it. How's that for a life metaphor? It's all about the way you look at it. Anyway, here it is in the natural light. It looks beautiful in the natural light. I was looking at it through a lamp before, but yeah, the colors are much truer here and very pretty. So, thank you so much for joining me today. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment, share with your friends, family, your enemies, everybody. And have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.